This week's Wednesday's Child, we're introducing you to 12-year-old Thomas, the king of adventure, who is now looking for his adventurous forever family. Thomas loves the outdoors and also loves football, bowling, and playing his Nintendo Switch. He enjoys being silly with his friends and loves to laugh. Thomas would do well in a two-parent household, but other family dynamics will work as long as they can offer Thomas the proper support he needs, like being trauma-informed and providing consistency. Only families in Kansas are being considered for Thomas at this time. For more information about him or any of the other kids in need of adoption, you can go to adoptkskids.org. David?
Victoria.